to provide further relief to the homeowner. Well, that's what he's been doing since he's been in office. And how incentivized have the banks been? Not very. Is it possible that they may react differently this time around? Possibly. But it's discretionary with the lender. It's discretionary with the lender. Now, discretion. I love that word, discretion. It's a beautiful word. If you can develop an understanding of the word discretion, you will develop a sense of clarity like you've never had as to how all this comes together. It is discretionary with the lender as to whether or not they're going to be incentivized. But one thing is for certain. The lender is looking at any contractual arrangement where the borrower's not paying, and they're asking themselves this underlying question. What alternatives do I have as a lender to get my money back? And which alternative generates the most amount of money? That's how they look at it. That's exactly how they look at it. Okay? Now, in a short sale, what's really happening in a short sale? Throw wishful thinking aside, what technically is really happening here? Is the bank saying, or by operation of law, does the borrower being forgiven of his obligation to pay on the loans? No. The bank is just simply releasing their lien. They're releasing their lien. Nothing more. Nothing more. To the contrary, you're probably doing the bank possibly a favor because you're saving them the cost of a foreclosure. Where it gets really dicey is when you got multiple loans encumbering a property. Okay? You got to pay attention to the remaining balance on those loans. If the sales price is insufficient to pay off all the debt, that homeowner may have a problem. May have a problem. There's also, ladies and gentlemen, tax implications possibly associated with this. Here's something else. It's just part of the human condition to want to simplify how the world works, because it's easier for us to understand it and it's easier for us to process it. But sometimes the world isn't that simple. This is one of those settings. No two households are identical. No two households are identical. They have different income coming into the household. They have a different debt in the household. They have a different number of loans encumbering the home. The character of the loans is different. The identity of the lenders are different. The number of loans encumbering the home are different. The way the banks and the lenders exercise discretion in dealing with that particular homeowner is different. All of this randomness changes the outcome from household to household to household to household. And it's for that reason you will see disparate treatment of homeowners in this house versus their neighbor, versus their neighbor, versus their neighbor. So you cannot take one scenario that you've observed and apply it to everybody else, because it lends itself to surprise. The lenders have discretion. The way they exercise that discretion varies. Do not exercise discretion for the lender when talking to your clients. It's dangerous. Very dangerous. Don't speculate. What are the lenders? Now, in a short sale, are the lenders asking for anything before they'll consider doing a short sale? Yes. You're asking the lender to release its lien. Here again, I said at the beginning, a lender, if it wants its money back, one of the things it can do is foreclose or repossess, right? Well, in a short sale, you're asking them to give up their lien before they get paid off in full. So they start asking, oh, I don't know if I want to do that. Before I consider doing that, give me some financials. Right? Is it a good idea to do that? Why do you think they're asking for financials? What's that? Oh, somebody up here hit it on the nose. They want to check out their assets. Well, think of it this way. Here's a hypothetical. You lend me $50,000. I'm supposed to pay it back to you next Tuesday. But here we are on a Friday afternoon, and I'm thinking, you know, it's sunny. Haven't been to Vegas in a while. You know, I don't think I want to pay you back. I think I'm going to go put it all on red. And you're going to say, well, wait a minute, that's not the deal we had. Say, I know, but I changed my mind. Things changed. And I go to Vegas. Are you going to be upset? Yes. Yeah, you're going to be upset. At that point in time, what information about me might you want to know? Yeah, what hotel am I staying at? That's exactly right. Yeah. Might where I bank be kind of important to you? How about where I'm working?
What you're driving.
How about what I'm driving? That's exactly right. How about my tax returns? Yeah, what kind of information is in my tax return? Well, income, you know, if I have a business income, if I own other real estate, that identifies those other real estate holdings, business holdings, stock, right? Bank statements. Why might I? What kind of information is contained within the bank statement?
The balance.
The account number, the branch location, maybe. How much money is in there?
And how do you spend it?
The identity of the bank. Is that useful information to a creditor? Yeah. Yeah. What about pay stubs? What information is of value in a pay stub? How much money they make, the identity of their employer, the address of the employer, their social security number, if they didn't already have it. Get the picture? When you have any of you called the lender up on the telephone, just ask a question and heard a little voice recording? Oh, I know somebody's called the lender. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Now you're getting it. Why did we are considered a debt collector under the law. Any information you provide us can and will be used for purposes of collecting a debt, or words to that effect. Why do they make that disclosure? You're getting closer. Well, two reasons. One, they're required to, as a matter of federal and state law. Secondly, why? Because it's true. It's true. And what amazes me is how many people just dismiss that. They're telling you up front, what you give us, we're going to use against you. If you have any question about this, go home and call your lender up on the phone and listen to the recording. Now, that's one of the reasons why they're asking for financial disclosure. They're trying to evaluate their alternatives. I used to ask for financial disclosure all the time. If I went into one of my boss when I was working in banking, and to suggest some sort of payment plan or settlement on an account, and I didn't have financial disclosure, heaven forbid, I wouldn't be employed very long. You know, the people I would report to would ask questions like, what's the collateral? What's the collateral worth? Do they have other assets? Do you have their tax returns? Let's take a look at their tax returns. What other assets do they have? What are those assets worth? Did you get if they own other real estate, did you get a drive-by appraisal? They're asking all these types of questions. Why? They want to know what they can go out there and get. And again, a lot of those collectors are commissioned. They're incentivized to get that borrower's stuff. Should a client short sales? What the hell we'll get there? Okay, next. Okay, the question was, what other reason might there be, or what other problems might exist with making financial disclosure, other than the lender using it to collect money? And the lady in the back said, if the financial disclosure does not match the credit application that was originated at the time the loan was created. Is that a valid reason? The gentleman in the back.
Lots of jobs, maybe?
Lots of jobs. Well,